Today we're going to be reviewing Of the Earth #1, written by Chris Condon and Andrew Erich, with artwork by Charlie Adlar. So Tabitha "Tabby" Black flees a sordid life for her quiet hometown of Solitude, Texas, and the comfort of her grandmother's home, where she was raised. Only home isn't what it was, and neither is her grandma. So she's about to find about the wildcatter monster that may not be a myth and a story. So it's really interesting, that the slow build that Condon and Enrich do here with the story. You get to know, Tabby, fairly well. We learn all this stuff that she's out of state. But what's interesting is in the first 2 pages, it kind of, it's this story about this old folks tale about, this wildcatter monster. So make sure that, you read that, because it'll definitely play into the book as it's going to go along. So that is, pretty important. So don't skip over it just because it's a bunch of words. But, once it kind of gets going and, because the one thing about the story is like drilling into the earth, what is in the earth besides just oil. And that's what's really interesting about this story. And it definitely leads into, what happens in this first issue, and especially when we get to the last page. So that is really interesting. So I thought it was really an intriguing first issue. I mean, it didn't necessarily blow me away, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's really setting things up here in this first issue. And they do a really nice job here of setting it up, because, they kind of reveal this mystery, but we don't know all the answers. And, it's really intriguing, especially when you get to that, like, last page. You're like, oh, okay, now we're starting to kind of put things together. And also, is there a story about Solitude itself? We have to wait and see. And then you throw in Adlar's artwork, and it just really matches the script really well, because it just has that mood and everything. Of course, he's most well known for, doing the artwork in The Walking Dead. So he definitely brings that expertise here. I mean, he's always been a really great artist, and I think this is really a perfect script for him to, really bring this book to life. And I enjoyed the first issue. I'm intrigued to see where they take it in the second issue. And I think it's worth checking out. So what did you think? Did I miss anything in the review? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming reviews. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.